Over here we have a schematic for some pulse rounds. Ammunition for a gun that we don't have yet. Instead of letting it take up inventory space, since we're pretty sure we'll be going back through this area, I'll just have Isaac drop it right while we'll be passing through, and we can pluck it up on our way past. Looks like somebody yanked the power source out of this elevator for some reason. I'll just put that back. Maybe if we remove the path, we can confuse him for a second or two. There's Aegis 7, complete with the massive crater left behind by the Ishimura's mining operations. These vacuum segments are really beautiful. It's a shame you can't linger and enjoy them, otherwise you'll suffocate.
As you know, Ishimura is able to set his gravity locally. Your grav boost will kick in when you enter a zero-G area.
It was suggested in both the Something Awful thread and the YouTube comments for a previous video that Isaac's grav boots could be used as a better explanation for his powerful stomp than the one that I gave. It must be really nice to be able to wander around in zero gravity for a little bit when you're wearing all that heavy equipment. You can actually see that Isaac's back straightened out as soon as we deactivated the gravity.
Exiting zero gravity.
Well, here we are. That wasn't so bad. Now we have everything we need to make that makeshift bomb.
Great. You got a shock pad. Combine that with the thermite at the barricade to destroy it. Shit. I can hear more coming. Moving through the vents. Stay safe, Isaac.
Oh, we lost Kendra already. Hope Hammond's gonna be okay. Oh. Oh no, we are not dealing with you guys, sorry.
Exiting zero gravity. Entering vacuum. Exiting vacuum.
Yeah, I don't think that thing was dead. Sure is now, though. The slashers are bad enough, but these leapers barely look human at all. That's an unnecessary distraction right now. We do still have this power lock door over here, but our inventory is looking a little bit full. We'll just head over to the store to drop off some things and double back here in order to see what we can find inside of this room. What? Okay, wrong button. Those things were swarmers. As you can see, although they're very small, they are not necessarily to be underestimated. one step further into the swarm, and Isaac's suit would have been torn right open. But hey, we used up some medkits, so we should have space for everything in this room now. I guess that's a plus side. Let's take a look.
You found something down there, didn't you?
Yes, we found something.
So the texts were right all this time.
I wouldn't be certain of that. There was nothing divine in what I saw.
We must embrace this. We are the first witnesses.
Matthias isn't letting anyone down in the colony. It's under quarantine until we learn more.
To hell with Matthias. He of all people should know that this is greater than him, or the operation, or even the company. This is our deliverance.
Keep your damn voice down. People are dying down there.
Only the worthless and the unbelievers. But I believe. Do you believe, Terrence? Do you?
An exchange between Chief Science Officer Terrence Kine, who we can now confirm was the person on the right in the video that we saw a while back, and another as yet unnamed individual, the one that we learned the term necromorph from, although it was Kine that came up with the term, as he mentioned. There's a lot that could be gathered from what we've seen so far, but we'll see how it develops. It's worth considering that the flamethrower probably would have been pretty helpful against the swarmers. We wasted a lot of precious plasma cutter energy on them. Something to keep in mind. As you can see, we can now purchase something called a small air canister from the store terminal. In theory, the use of air canisters is, of course, to supply Isaac with oxygen, prevent him from suffocating when you're around in a vacuum. But I've never had to use one. For me, they pretty much serve the same purpose as gold semiconductors if I find them lying around, and I've never purchased one. We are heading to a morgue in the middle of a space zombie outbreak, so best to be as prepared as possible. Time to put that bomb to use.
Okay, you're through. Should be clear from there to the morgue. Remember, the codes are on the captain's body.
This is Senior Medical Officer Nicole Brennan transmitting ship-wide. We need more help. We don't have the resources to deal with this many cases. Nobody would tell us what's happening. These wounds, we are not equipped to deal with this. Get him to the table. Hold him. Nurse, you hold him down. Every quarter.
That was Nicole, right? I can't tell from here when that log was made. I'm sure she's around here somewhere.
I will occasionally be lingering in environments to appreciate some of the game's more interesting graffiti. I apologize if it's a little slow. Been a little too quick on the draw so far, but the lurkers, as they're called, are capable of firing projectiles at us as well. I'm kind of surprised that we haven't seen more of these oxygen recharge stations around the ship. I mean, it makes sense for them to be on the medical deck for patients with breathing difficulties, but I can see how they might come in handy in an emergency as well. Anyways, we should probably stop being distracted and get around to finding that rig. Where's the morgue? Oh dear. Cap. I'm finding the ship's around to finding that rig. Where's the morgue? If you're not certain about what might be popping out of the walls next, it's always best to just play it safe. Taking risks won't really do anything. Lurkers like to try to lead you into traps sometimes, and being a bit cowardly. Yeah, great aim, just a bit lower. Yeah, nearly got him. Let's move on. Oh, hey, that's a pretty good spread, actually. And more than makes up for my shortcomings. Great. Power lock doors, more often than not, have a pretty decent selection of supplies behind them. You'll usually get enough supplies to make up for the price of the power node used to get in, which is 10,000 credits. That's one stasis way out. Two stasis wasted. Okay. That could have gone worse, I think. Isaac, we need to work on your aim, buddy. Well, that's depressing. We actually picked up some of these line racks a little bit earlier. I failed to mention it. It's another type of ammunition that we can't use yet. We'll just hang on to it and put it into storage when we find a store again.
Hello? Can anybody hear me? My name is Eileen Fisk. I just woke up in here and everybody was gone. I don't know what's happening. Why did they all leave? I'm going to try and find someone. If you can hear this, please come for me. I can hear scratching in the wall. Hello? Who's there? Are you a doctor? Why is everyone... Wait, I know you. You're Harris, the prisoner from the colony. You killed that nurse. Help! Somebody help me! Please! Please!
Another note from Dr. Terrence Kine. This one seems to be from before his conscience kicked in. He says that he wants to study the effects of, I suppose, the marker remaining on the colony for a while longer until they can isolate the causes and effects of whatever's happening there. Perhaps this is before people began to die.
Science Log Chief Science Officer Dr. Kine reporting. The colony's problems concern me greatly. I have no doubt they are somehow linked to the discovery of the marker, but the exact nature of that connection is still unknown. Almost 40% of the colonists are experiencing a form of dementia. The obvious symptoms are acute depression, insomnia, and hallucination. Incidents of violence and even murder also indicate extreme paranoia. Dr. Mercer has advised that I bring some of the affected on board for study. Dr. Wellen, a planet-side psychiatrist, has reported that his own analysis has been fruitless. I'm hesitant to rely on Dr. Mercer at this point, but I need his expertise. We need solutions, and we need them quickly.
that audio log was pretty interesting and answered a few of the questions that we've had, but over here we have something that I actually never paid much attention to before. This is the first time I've really gone out of my way to look at it. Lockers and supply packs and stuff, if you shine your light over them, they glow green. I've always noticed that, but I always kind of wondered why it was. And here you are. That's kind of neat. There's our man, I suppose. Let's grab his rig and get out of here as fast as we can. Well, shit.
Codes received, and they look good. Thank God. I'll start accessing the captain's records right now. Head to the tram station, and I'll contact you there. I'm going to find out what the hell happened to this ship.
I'm glad to hear that Hammond's doing okay, but there's still no sign of our computer specialist, Miss Kendra Daniels. I wonder what happened to her. We had our first encounter with one of these infector-type necromorphs. We saw rather intimately how they go about repurposing the bodies of human beings, with Captain Benjamin Matthias as our example. Poor Isaac's gotten himself into a real bind here. autopsy report for the captain. Sounds like he was stabbed through the eyeball. That's a pretty bad way to go out. However, judging by the fact that he was relocated to the morgue and given an autopsy, it's pretty safe to assume that this happened before the outbreak started. So, he was attacked by somebody. Maybe it has something to do with the dementia that Kine mentioned was spreading through the colony in the audio log that we picked up a while back. Another one of these black carapist slashers, just like the captain. I hope these things don't become commonplace. It almost tore right through Isaac in one hit.
Isaac! Somehow one of them found a way down to the captain's nest. I managed to contain it in a damaged escape pod. Lifting executive lockdown now. I found the deck logs. Whatever is happening around here, it came from the planet when they cracked it open. It spread to the colony and reached the ship. Isaac, this isn't an infection. It's some form of alien life. Shit, we've got bigger problems. The ship's engines are offline and our orbit is decaying. Get over to the engineering deck ASAP while I stay here and figure out what the problem is.
Well, that's certainly information. As Hammond said, though, we better hurry over to the engineering deck. Sounds like the Ishimura is threatening to plummet directly to Aegis 7. We do still need to figure out what we're going to spend our credits on. Between the line gun, the pulse rifle, and the flamethrower, we have some options. But what should we go with? Next time around, we drag Isaac over to the engineering deck to do some engineering. Have a good night.